we had our first game of Kill Team, and what did you think about it, Will?
I thought it was good. I thought it was quite a lot more complicated than Warcry, which is what I've been used to playing.
I think this is quite an amusing first photo because, I mean, you wanted to just like compare the size of your gun versus my Veteran Guardsman, and the gun is quite literally much larger than my Veteran Guardsman.
Yeah, so I made my team out of a bag of bits off eBay. So I think that is technically not the right gun for that Tyranid Warrior.
Ah, right, yeah.
But,
What is it meant to be?
It is a Venom cannon.
Ah.
I think that's a Venom cannon from some other even bigger thing. So
I mean, it doesn't matter.
It's ridiculously oversized on that model. It's the barrel of that cannon was taller than any of your actual whole guys. I hadn't, to be honest, I hadn't like massively studied the rules that recently. So when I was setting up, or I didn't really know quite what to expect from turn, like what happens, how much can happen in the first go.
The first go, it feels like you want to do the entire game in the first go, but actually you got like 4 goes to do it. But yeah, time does go quickly.
I just set my guys up in a line, ready to run forward. So
and
that was my.
And I did like
setup.
2 blobs and 1 man, that kind of thing. My bruiser like running in courageously. Like I mean, I was really scared of the Tyranids the entire time. And then we got a photo of your Tyranid leader. Well, he's got like some bone swords and kind of bone swords, some clawy things, and
I'm playing them as bone swords. Yeah. I didn't get any bone swords in my bag of bits, but I thought those would suffice.
They look like bone swords to me.
Yeah, essentially.
And then what's his gun? Is it like a hornet spitter or something?
Yeah, it's a death spitter, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, which is some sort of buggy, horrible machine gun thing.
And it did actually cause quite a lot of death, didn't it? I mean, you shot it like 4 or 5 times, and each time you definitely killed a person.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That. Yeah, that was the. It
was like attacks 5 on a 2+ or something like that, and did 4 or 5 damage each time. So it was just 20+ damage each time.
It was the only gun on my team though for most of the game, so it did a lot of work. I mean, for a sci-fi game, I kind of was a bit crazy in picking a team with only 2 guns, and then one of them died immediately. So, yeah. But then I've been playing fantasy games where I run in with swords, so that's what I tried to do in this game. It's kind of worked, I think.
And I was really impressed with the dynamics of the Veteran Guardsmen. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I got completely destroyed in close combat, but I think shooting-wise, I was okay, and the team flexibility strategy side of things, they were pretty strong as well. Would you agree?
Shooting-wise, it was great because I don't know, you've got tons of abilities and whatever you call them that are synergizing, so that you were just shooting overcharged everything every time with extra...
Re-rolling my ones so nothing ever blew up, and then I did loads of damage.
So yeah, you could overcharge, and then if you were going to blow up, you could just re-roll it. So yeah,
hopefully I didn't mess those rules up, but yeah, maybe I need to check those through. But yeah, so we got your Mr. Stabby dude. He also caused quite a lot of damage. In fact, he was the one that killed my Sergeant Veteran and got you 3 victory points or 2 victory points.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, 2
yeah.
Because I did it in the second turn.
Yeah, and at that point, I think you were at like 6, and I was at 1 victory point or something.
I don't know. Yeah, because something like that. So that was put me in the lead.
You basically jumped up a wall and then sliced me to bits in one go. Did I even get 1 hit on you? I think I got 1 hit maybe with my power sword.
Yeah, you got 1 hit back before I murdered you. Yeah. And he's got a lot of hit points, so yeah.
So yeah, you can see the troop placement. You've done an entire line hiding behind the buildings, and I've done some blobs. I'd planned to take the middle.
Do you know what I did? I did a Blood Bowl style deployment.
Yeah.
It was just like line of scrimmage. I did that's what I did.
And I thought, if I hold the middle, I can shoot out and stop me from getting my objectives, and then hopefully do something funky with those buildings. But in the end, you took the middle, or at least you scared me enough not to take the middle. And then I had to envelop out sideways, both ways instead. So moving on to the next picture, we have another wide shot. I'm starting to move my men up. It's like my commander's moved up at the top. I've got my one of my shooty dudes in the middle. You are advancing, and that means that basically I can't get too close, because if I get any closer than that, then you can just charge me and kill me. So I was thinking, where do I put my mine person? Mine dudes in the middle at the moment.
Yeah, so with my regular swarm guys, what were they called? The Hormagaunts?
Yeah.
Hormagans? Yeah, I feel like if I get shot once or twice by you, they just blow up and die. But if I can get them into combat with you, they just absolutely cut you to pieces. So it's just about trying to get one of those guys to jump out at you before we,
And I
try
was
and get there.
I was definitely more than 4 circles away at all times due to massive Tyranid fear.
Yeah, again, they've got pretty good weapons because they get to re-roll any attack dice. So.
And then in terms of the TAC ops, which is like the secondary objectives, you had like the seize ground thing, and there was that bottom building down the bottom. And then you had hold the line as well, which meant I wasn't allowed to go over the halfway point, basically. And you scored like 3 or 4 maybe off that. Yeah. And then we got a next shot. It was a nice blurry shot of your men mounting the ramparts.
Yeah.
And taking kind of key areas. We've got like a wider shot of that happening. So your venom cannon right up in place, and you can see my sergeant veteran within pistol range. And I just had this insane roll where I hit with like 4 hits, and 2 of those are critical or something like that, or 1 was critical.
Yeah. That I now see why everyone wants to equip plasma in this game. Because looking at people's lists and thinking about what to build, everyone's always like, yeah, get the plasma in there every time. Now I see why. I mean, it was a good roll. I think you rolled 3 6s or something, but they're pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was with the take aim thing. So I re-rolled 2 dice, which were 1s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, it worked out because I sort of baited your captain to stay there, and then he got killed anyway, which was part of my objective. It was all right in the end. But in fact, probably that guy was equipped with the wrong heavy weapon anyway.
Yeah. Well, you wanted
if you was
area,
fighting Space Marines, then you'd want that because it's armor piercing. But I think fighting loads of your guys, I'd want the one with the blast on it. So I'd gone for the wrong guy anyway. So he was just waiting to go down. Really.
I had to move some of my men down to the bottom left-hand corner, and you were hiding behind that corner and shooting me lots and killing me. And yeah, then I managed to place that mine token as well, which kind of did that actually affect your gameplay or not?
Honestly, no.
No, I didn't think it did either.
I let you deliberate about that loads, and without telling you, I don't care. I'm not coming out there anyway.
No.
I'm holding this line. I didn't tell you that. Obviously, I wanted you to waste your time with the mine. I wasn't going to try and take that bit of your base. Obviously, I think at that point I knew what my winning conditions were, so I just had to hold that line, and it was revealed to you after that actually it's you that needs to come forward. I think once you killed my heavy gunner, I was like, right, shit. I'm going to try and actually win by playing the game of getting victory points, which is what Kill Team is really.
Yeah, you got to get those victory points. It's not about all the killing, even though it is all about the killing, but it's actually all about the victory points, yeah.
Because in Warcry, you don't really have that. Sometimes you have objectives, but I think probably in the 10 or 15 games I've played, we've not actually played an objective-based one. So, but Kill Team is always about the objectives, isn't it? So you basically, the whole game is counting up victory points to try and win. I think Warcry, you can just try and kill everyone on the other side.
Yeah. I think your man has been hit by my plasma gun, your leader, down the bottom. So he's kind of a bit... I think you made the safe decision, isn't it? And you decided to save him rather than run in. You wanted to suicide him, didn't you?
9. So he's on 9 health, which is technically not quite half. So we didn't mess up we didn't mess up that rule. But yeah, we were close to. He was basically half dead.
Yeah, but right.
So then he hit. Technically, I think if he's more than half dead, then he needs an injury token.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But you got synapse. You got those hormagents, or whatever they're called.
So it would have negated that anyway. Yeah.
Next,
Well, you charged in. What happened?
yeah,
What's
I like that little alley where your Mr. Stabby was, but yeah, it was quite nice imagery of Tyranids jumping between walls and scuttling up buildings. I quite like that.
my vaporwave Tyranids are very really standing out there in pink.
Yeah,
It's like the opposite of Grimdark, isn't it? I've not really got into 40k properly here. I've gone the brightest sort of lollipop pink.
Yeah, well,
can.
you got some of my original 90s 14-year-old paint jobs on my Imperial Guards there as well. But yeah. Imperial Guardsmen doing some kind of weird bottom flank. I was trying to deprive you of that strategic building. So I was trying to kill you basically, and I didn't really. I didn't really have the manpower to do it. So in the end, I got killed apart from one dude. And that was relatively critical, I suppose. But
that was enough to not let me have the second victory point,
Mm.
which would have been important.
Yeah,
it was important because it would have put me to 7, so we would have been sort of closer to being equal, or maybe tied if you hadn't had that last guy.
Yeah. And then after that, we got Mr. Stabby has made it up onto the building, and this is where my commander gets massacred. Yeah, sad times. We've got your Hormogents coming in to massacre my Imperial Guardsmen. I think one charged straight up, and the other one went around to the right through the door and got my second dude. But yeah, I had absolutely no chance in close quarters. I think this is basically the end game.
Yeah, I'm down to two guys left, I think, at the end.
And I've managed to do a strategic ploy. And I've charged my men an extra little bit, which meant that I could then run in. So he had a special banner that he had to plant as part of the mission, his secondary mission. I got 2 VPs off that. And then I managed to get that objective marker in the top right, which got me, 3, I think, as a result. And you got...
Yeah, it's really you taking that objective that won the game for you.
Yeah. It was only one at the very end. Death thing,
if I'd have just had one operative on that point, I don't think you would have been able to take it off me.
Yeah.
So it's just because I was down to no one on that side.
I had the glory and death thing, but I miscounted your models, and we actually tied on models, so I didn't get my glory and death thing. But otherwise, I would have got 2 extra victory points off that.
I'm just counting the pile of my dead there at the end. So I had 1 warrior left and 1 termagant, hormagant, whatever they're called, left. So yeah, not very many.
And then finally, a real Alien versus Predator shot at the end of your leader cowering behind the door, sucking its wounds, going to recuperate and reinfest and cause more mayhem at a later stage. I mean, sure, this battle is lost, but the war is not over yet. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, I don't know if the Tyranids are going to come back out or not, but yeah, I'd have to work on that paint scheme there. It's a bit crazy.
It's good. I like a nice, colourful paint scheme. My feelings at the end of the game were that it would have been nice if it was faster, and maybe we'd be able to play a little bit faster, but not. We wouldn't be able to do it in an hour.
We'll be able to play a bit faster, but you were quite good at having a good knowledge of the game and like your cheat sheets and stuff. I would have been super slow if it had been me. I would never have got a game done if it was just me trying to teach somebody else, because I'd have to be flicking through the book, and we didn't have to do a lot of flicking through the book, which is pretty good for a first game, I think. But it takes a while. It takes a while.
It does. Anyway, well, thanks for that, and I hope you have a nice afternoon.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Let's have another game at some point.
Nina's episode of The Clang has just finished, so I'm going to have to put that on.
Okay.